In this module, medical writing. This module explains how medical writing works in a drug safety setting, from the single case narrative through to aggregate safety reports, regulatory submissions, and published papers. It shows where safety content sits in the common technical document, how summary of product characteristics section 4.8 and the patient leaflet are structured, and how plain language principles are applied to patient-facing text. Learning outcomes. Describe the main document types produced in a drug safety context and identify the intended reader of each. Structure and write an individual case safety report narrative that an assessor can follow without the database. Explain the purpose and section structure of the Periodic Benefit Risk Evaluation Report, the Development Safety Update Report, and the Risk Management Plan. Locate safety content within the common technical document and within an ICHE3 clinical study report. Medical writing in drug safety, scope and audiences. Safety writing produces documents that regulators, ethics committees, prescribers, and patients rely on when making decisions about a medicine. 4 broad families exist: regulatory submissions, safety documents, scientific publications, and patient-facing material, each with a different reader and register. Accuracy comes first, then completeness, then clarity. A document that reads beautifully but states something untrue is worthless. Most safety documents follow a template set by a guideline, so the structure is given to you rather than chosen by you. The ICSR narrative, purpose, and structure. The narrative turns coded data fields into a readable clinical story, so an assessor can follow the case without opening the database. A valid case needs 4 elements first: an identifiable reporter, an identifiable patient, a suspect medicinal product, and a suspect adverse reaction. GVP Module 6 covers this at Section 6-C 6.2.2.4, Case Narrative, Comments, and Causality Assessment within the ICSR Management Guidance. Standard Flow, Patient and Relevant History, Suspect Drug and Dates, Event Onset and Course, Treatment and Investigations, Outcome, Causality. Worked example, a weak ICSR narrative. Weak version, as received, PTCOSOB and rash. Drug given, got worse then better. RX given, AE possibly related, no further info available. Fault 1, abbreviations and clinical shorthand. SOB, CO, and RX are ambiguous to a non-clinical assessor and unsafe for translation. Fault 2, no dates. Without them, the assessor cannot judge time to onset, de-challenge, re-challenge, or whether the sequence is plausible. Fault 3, no patient context. Age, sex, indication, relevant medical history, and concomitant medicines are all missing from the text. Worked. Example, the rewrite and what changed. Rewrite, Part 1. A 63-year-old woman with hypertension started drug X 10 mg once daily on 4 March 2026 for essential hypertension. Part 2. On 11 March 2026, she developed a widespread urticarial rash and breathlessness and was admitted to hospital the same day. Part 3. Drug X was withdrawn on 11 March 2026. She received intravenous chlorphenamine and hydrocortisone and recovered fully by 14 March 2026. Part 4. Concomitant medicines were amlodipine and atorvastatin, both unchanged for 2 years. No previous drug allergy was reported. Aggregate safety documents. The landscape. Aggregate documents step back from the single case and ask what the whole data set says about a product over a defined interval. The PBRER format of ICH E2CR2, used for the SIR under GVP Module 7, covers authorized products across a reporting period. The DSUR under ICH E2F is the annual safety report for products still in clinical development rather than on the market. The Risk Management Plan under GVP Module V sets out what is known, what is not known, and what will be done about it. Anatomy of a PBRER, ICH E2C R2. ICH E2C R2 reached Step 4 on 15 November 2012 and defines the Periodic Benefit Risk Evaluation Report format structured in 20 numbered sections. The report opens with a title page, an executive summary, and a table of contents before Section 1, the introduction. Sections 1 to 6 set the scene. Approval status, safety actions taken, changes to reference safety information, estimated exposure, and summary tabulations. Sections 7 to 14 present evidence, clinical trials, non-interventional studies, other sources, non-clinical data, literature, other periodic reports, lack of efficacy, late-breaking information. The DSUR, ICH E2F. ICH E2F reached Step 4 on 17 August 2010 and defines the Development Safety Update Report, the annual safety report during clinical development. The reporting period runs to the anniversary of the Development International birth date, and the data lock point is the last day of that period. The report must be submitted to all concerned regulatory authorities no later than 60 calendar days after the data lock point. It has 20 numbered sections, closing with the overall safety assessment, the summary of important risks, and the conclusions. RMPs, signal reports, and benefit risk writing. The European Union Risk Management Plan has 7 parts and is governed by GVP Module V. It is written to a template, not freehand. The safety specification names important identified risks, important potential risks, and missing information, and every entry must be justified in writing. A signal evaluation report should record the source, the case series, the evidence for and against, the conclusion reached, and the action taken. Benefit risk writing means stating the benefit in the same terms as the risk, population, magnitude, certainty, and clinical importance. The CTD and ECTD, where safety content sits. The Common Technical Document has 5 modules, and the ECTD is its electronic form, the standard route for submission to major regulators. Module 1 is region-specific administrative content. Modules 2 to 5 are the harmonized sections used across regions. Module 2 holds the summaries and overviews. ICH M4ER2 reached Step 4 on 15 June 2016 and defines the efficacy sections. Section 2.5 is the clinical overview, with 2.5.5 the overview of safety and 2.5.6 the benefits and risks conclusions. Clinical study reports, protocols, and brochures. ICH E3 reached Step 4 on 30th November 1995 and sets the structure and content of clinical study reports in 16 numbered sections. Section 2 is the synopsis, Section 9, the investigational plan, Section 11, the efficacy evaluation, Section 12, the safety evaluation, and Section 16, the appendices. The safety evaluation covers extent of exposure, adverse events, deaths, and other serious events, laboratory findings, vital signs, and safety conclusions. The protocol defines what will be done, and the study report records what was done. Any difference between them must be described, not smoothed over. SEMPC, Section 4.8, and the patient leaflet. The summary of product characteristics is the legal statement of what is known about a medicine for prescribers. The patient leaflet mirrors it for patients. Section 4.8 has a defined shape, summary of the safety profile, tabulated list of adverse reactions, description of selected adverse reactions and special populations. Reactions are presented by Med-DRA system organ class, ranked by frequency within each class, and by decreasing seriousness within each frequency band. The frequency convention is absolute. Very common is 1 in 10 or more, and common is 1 in 100, up to 1 in 10. Plain language, health literacy, and lay summaries. Under EU Regulation 536/2014 and the 2025 United Kingdom Clinical Trials Regulations, participants are entitled to an accessible summary of trial results. Good lay summary practice, issued by the Clinical Trials Expert Group in October 2021, targets readers from about 12 years of age upwards. Technical sentence: the subject experienced a serious adverse event of hepatic transaminase elevation, meeting Hy's Law criteria, necessitating permanent discontinuation of study drug. Plain rewrite: one person taking the study medicine had blood tests showing signs of liver damage. This was serious, so they stopped the medicine for good. Publications, reporting guidelines, and authorship. The Equator Network maintains a searchable library of around 700 reporting guidelines, plus toolkits for writing and peer-reviewing research. Consort 2025, published in the BMJ and 4 other journals, gives a 30-item checklist and a flow diagram for reporting randomized trials. Strobe, published in 2007, gives a 22-item checklist covering cohort studies, case control studies, and cross-sectional studies. Prisma 2020 gives a 27-item checklist for systematic reviews and meta-analyses and replaced the earlier 2009 version. Publication, ethics, and document quality control. Ghostwriting means a substantial contributor is not named. Guest authorship means a named author did not meet the criteria. Both mislead readers. Ross and colleagues documented guest authorship and ghostwriting in Pharmacology publications using industry litigation documents, which is why the issue is taken seriously. Good Publication Practice 2022, published in Annals of Internal Medicine, gives current guidance for company-sponsored biomedical research and publication planning. Using a professional medical writer is legitimate and transparent, provided the writer's role and the funding source are disclosed in the paper. That completes this module. The key takeaways and suggested further reading are summarized on the slide. The full references for this module are listed on the slide for your further reading.